In order to reach your potential customers via email, you need to be able to land in their email inbox. To do that, you need to have your email authentication in order. I'll call these the big three: SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. Today, I'll show you exactly what this is, why it's important, and how to set it up. First, we'll start with SPF, but we have to know exactly what this means. SPF stands for Sender Policy Framework. It's a DNS or domain name system record that tells email providers like Google or Outlook which servers are allowed to send emails on behalf of your domain. It matters in your email marketing because it proves your emails are legitimate, helps prevent spoofing, and improves deliverability. This keeps your campaigns out of spam folders and into your subscribers' inboxes. Alright, I'm going to go into our domain name settings and show you exactly what this would look like. Alright, we are in here in GoDaddy. This is where I bought my root domain, which is, you'll see here, ETP Tech. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in into GoDaddy and essentially go ahead and check for our SPF record and add that in there. Okay, I am in GoDaddy and I am going to go to the domain I am looking to set up. More than likely, I set up most of these domains as email authentication steps. So for the most part, I won't be placing that record inside of the domain, but I will show you exactly what it looks like. So let me go into etbtech.com. That is my actual website. We go to Manage DNS, and then we go to our records. Alright, so I scrolled to page 3 and skipped over some sensitive information and found our SPF record. So SPF record right here is V equals SPF1 include google.com. So this SPF google.com is letting the servers know that we're connected to Google, basically verifying that Google is allowed to send emails on our behalf. Each and every SPF record will be different depending on who you have your email set up through. So if you are set up through Outlook, it might look a little different. It won't have Google in here. For me personally, I do use Google and I do use my Go High Level, which is a software for CRM that allows me to send out emails based through that CRM. So any type of software that you have to send out emails, you'll have pretty much an SPF record for that. If you're using Klaviyo or OmniSend, you're going to have your own dedicated SPF record for that too as well. But as you can see into here, this is a universal record, text record, that you have this naming convention and here with the value too as well. So if you have that record in there, you know that that software, aka Google or Outlook, is allowed to send on your behalf. All right, next we're going to be doing the DKIM. DKIM stands for Domain Keys Identify Mail. This adds a digital signature to every email your domain sends, proving it was really sent by you and not altered in transit. This adds a unique digital signature to every email your domain sends, letting receiving servers verify that the message truly came from you and hasn't been changed along the way. So yeah, I read that off of Google for the most part, but put it in human words, it basically adds a signature every time you're sending out an email to let the servers know it came directly from you. Think of it like a contract that you're sending out every time to send to someone else. It lets the servers know, hey, this is good to go, this is not spam. And I'll show you exactly how to do this right now. All right, now I'm in a Google admin console. You should have set up your Google admin when you went to go create your email address for Google. If you're not on Google, I highly recommend using Google for your email address for your root domain, simply because most users in the world set up their emails through Google. So typically when you're using Google as a server and as an email address provider, typically that's talking to all the other Google servers that are mostly used throughout the world to have personal email addresses, and that improves your deliverability. Inside of the Google admin console, what we're going to do is go to apps, then go to Google Workspace, then Gmail. All right, so let's go to our apps here on the side, Google Workspace, and then we go to Gmail. All right, guys, I am in the Google Workspace under apps and go into Gmail. And this is the DKIM record. I actually did not create the DKIM record for this yet. I created it for a different subdomain. And so what I'm going to do is go to generate new record. All right, just you can see here it says wait between anywhere from 24 to 72 hours in order for it to, you know, propagate across all the servers. And again, propagation just means it shows up everywhere. You know, it's like littering across all of the servers that's possible. We're going to click generate. Okay, and here you go is my domain key. So what I'm going to do is now go into GoDaddy, and then I'm going to go up into here, add new record. This is going to be a text record. I'm going to double check and make sure. Yep, text record. I'm going to add that right there, and then I'm going to copy this entire text value and then add this into the value right here. Okay, I'm going to click save. Now it's updating the DNS records. We go back to authenticate email, and watch what happens when I try to authenticate. It's going to fail. Okay, so it's saying it's not verified, so you're going to have to come back here after every 48 hours and then go ahead and try to check to see if it's propagated. Okay, so with that being said, let's move on into the next record. Lastly, we have the DMARC record. The DMARC record stands for Domain-Based Message Authentication, Reporting, and Conformance. This tells email providers how to handle emails that failed the first two records that we put in your DNS settings, aka the SPF and DKIM. It sends reports to whoever you assign it. That way you can check the performance across time. You can have this policy set to 3 modes: none, quarantine, or reject. Basically, this is the level of filtering for any emails that have failed SPF or DKIM settings. In your case, you want to have this set for none for the first 6 to 12 months, especially if you don't have a global brand yet, where most likely people aren't going to try to spoof your brand. And I would say that around 300K monthly website visitors is like pretty much the safe area for this. And I'll show you exactly how to do this. It's actually very simple for you to set up in your GoDaddy. All right, we're navigating back to GoDaddy, and I again already have this set up. And essentially what this is another text record. And what this is doing is you're just putting in this. You can have it exactly set up like this. And pretty much you're just adding in the key, and then you're adding in the values too as well. So this is like the most universal basic DMARC record you can use. But if you want to get all fancy smancy, you can go into ChatGPT. I need a DMARC record for my DNS, and I need it to send to test@email.com. And so what I'm basically doing right here is telling AI to give me the exact policy and the value in order to send it to an email. And so when you send this value, aka to this email, basically you're going to get reports in your email every day on how your servers are viewing your email inbox and your reports. And I'll show you exactly what that is in one moment. All right, guys, I logged into one of my accounts that has DMARC reports set up. And as you can see here, these are reports that are sent pretty much every day or every other day to me. And I can view how my performance is doing over time across my entire domain. So let's go here, and it sends me this, right? But what we can do is just download this, and then we go into ChatGPT again, and then we can paste this. So we go to add photos and files, go to downloads. That is a zip, but we should still be able to open that up. Tell me what this report means. So this is what ChatGPT spat out, and pretty much just gives you the report of how the DMARC is performing and how your other records that you set up, your email authentication records, are performing too as well. And you can get an overview. You can really start diving into this if you really want to. So yeah, guys, that is how you set up the big 3, or your SPF, DKIM, and DMARC records for your root domain. Do not forget to set this up before you go ahead and assign your Klaviyo email, your OmniSend emails, because ultimately those emails that you will be setting up will always point to your root domain, which is whatever domain that your website will live on. And make sure that your deliverability is firing on all cylinders. Of course, if you are sending out to a bunch of emails every day, you want to make sure you warm up your emails too as well. So before you start sending to a list of a couple thousand, if you have a bigger list like some other e-commerce brands, just make sure you give it about a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, to warm up with that domain of sending out emails. And if you don't understand how to do that, just let me know. I'll go ahead and make another video of how to warm up your own domain. All right, if you have any more questions, just hit the link below to contact my team. We help build these backend infrastructures so we can make money with email and SMS and AI automations for your e-commerce and online brand. If that's you, if you're running ads and spending thousands of dollars and just need to find more ways to make revenue, we grow your email and SMS revenue by at least 20% or your money back. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe and stay dangerous. Also want to go ahead and check to see if you have everything set up correctly with your DNS settings. You can go to etptechnologies.com. I have a free tool that allows you to use and check your DKIM, DMARC, and DNS settings. And another great tool to use is something called MX Toolbox. It's a tool that I use personally outside of etptechnologies.com to check my DNS settings to make sure everything is firing on all cylinders.